So let me tell you how I started. My husband, we've been together over 30-something years.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so
that's a blessing, really. These days, you know.
Yeah. So and my mom didn't want us, my mom and my dad did not want me riding, and he used to ride all the time. So he snuck and taught me how to ride a bike. Then I snuck and purchased a bike, but I had moved out. But I was very young when I moved out, maybe early 20s.
Okay.
But I was having a bike, riding and everything, you know. And he taught me how to ride.
Your dad?
No, my husband.
Oh, okay.
And I taught all the bad habits.
Right.
I have them.
Right.
And then so I tried to go to the motors class for the sheriff's office.
Right.
And when I say they couldn't break me because I had all those bad habits and I've been riding so long,
right.
and they could not break me. So I lasted a week in the class. So, but it's anybody in that motors class, I commend them because I could not do that. That is riding a bike and maneuvering a bike is two totally different things.
So we offer that course in Bowling Green.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We have people to come in like and teach, you know, and so it makes it nice. And when my husband died, I somehow somebody told me to be a dealer, you have to be a rider, and so that was a lie.
Oh, really?
You know. But anyway, the people that were teaching me, I have problems with steering, and I just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
You know. And they said, Miss Martin, we can't let you. I said, fine. My daughter took the lesson and she passed, but she's still afraid.
Really?
And it's because her dad died was killed.
That's understandable.
On a bike, you know. It's probably the same thing with me. So you know, that's just none of us.
It's just like having an accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody hit me back in 2009.
Okay.
And I still when I'm riding, I kind of fall back because she's always fussing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what you doing? But it's like I don't know what it is, but I get afraid.
Sure.
And I don't want people riding beside me.
Right.
I can't go between stuff because I'm afraid somebody's gonna hit me again. So
Yeah.
so that's why I kind of like fall back.
Right.
You know, and just I have to ride my own ride. So I always tell people, ride where you're comfortable, not where anybody else is, because I know how the ground feels.
Well, I used to date a man, and we dated for a number of years, and I liked him, and he liked me. But what attracted me was that he was a rider.
Okay.
And I'd only ridden with my husband like one time, and that was like in Bowling Green,
yeah,
you know, just around Low Country Town. But this guy, he had been riding dirt bikes, you know, and so I felt really comfortable.
Right.
And so I would ride on the bike. I miss that, you know, I miss that. But at least I got that fear away,
right.
And that was, you know, my whole purpose.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I felt like when I met you yesterday, they told me you are the owner of this Harley-Davidson.
Right, this one and the one in Bowling Green. And my children and I own it together.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I guess when I tell you, I'm all about empowering women.
Oh, yeah.
And when I saw that you own Harley-Davidson, and then you my sister, I was like, what the world? You know, that really inspired me.
Did you say that you knew Betty in Atlanta or somebody in the group?
No, we went.
Oh, you.
Yeah, we met the owners.
We met the owner there.
Okay,
it was at that
we're
event.
friends.
Okay.
And there's not many of us, you know, in it. You know.
I know.
Yeah, there may be another couple in New York. I forget their name, and I know there's a couple in Virginia.
Okay.
But I think that's it.
It's amazing.
I think that's it, and it's never been any more probably than 10 African American dealers.
Oh wow!
You know? And this is a dream that my husband he was a dreamer, you know. And I think that once he got the automobile dealerships established, he said, "I'm gonna have me some fun."
Yeah.
And I think he didn't talk a lot about it to me because he never wanted to do that until everything came into being.
Right.
You know,
right.
he didn't want me to be disappointed. He didn't want to be disappointed.
Right.
You know. And so, he had that one bill. It's like about 22 years old in Bowling Green.
Okay.
This one, Harley was already existing, and Harley didn't like the way that it was being handled. So he called my husband because they knew that he was good at what he did. So, are you interested? You know, he said, yeah. And so that's how we got this.
Awesome.
Where before we had to apply for the first one.
Right.
Yeah. So we you know, we're here, and it's a legacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to actually be sitting here talking to you.
Well, it's an honor to talk to all of you all, you know, too, because you know, it's a struggle, you know, for us all. You know, for us all, it's a struggle, you know. And what I don't like is, but it's nothing I'm going to be able to do because it's been going on so long. It's like racism.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's everywhere you go.
Right.
In everything that you do.
And everything that you do.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like I don't even know. You can't even play catch up.
Right.
You know, you just have to be appreciative for what you have.
What you have. Right.
How God has blessed you.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Before this, I graduated from Wilberforce University. When I met my husband, I met him not there, but his niece went to college with me, and then we started dating, and he shared his dream that he wanted to have. We drove around in Ohio. He said, I'm gonna buy that dealership one day. And it was an automobile dealership. And it was kind of a small one. And I knew that he went to mechanics and auto body when he finished high school. So I knew he had those traits, you know, those skills. And so when he said that, I said, oh, okay. I didn't, because we were young.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about this.
Right.
You know, I couldn't go that far. But, and you know, he saw that his dream came true.
Yeah.
And how many people get to do that?
Not very many.
But you have to do hard work.
Yes. You got to crawl before you walk.
Yeah. And you have to put in the time.
You got to put in work.
You gotta put
in
in
anything
time.
that you do.
And a lot of times people don't want to do this, and particularly our youth.
Yeah,
particularly our youth. So we got all my children work in the business. Of course, my youngest one, you just kind of tell him what to do, and then he does it because he's the baby, and his dad was killed about 2 weeks after he got out of high school.
Oh,
yeah. So I give him a little slack,
right.
You know, little grace, you know. But he does what we ask him to do to make it easier
right.
on all of us. You know, he's going to go for the first time to Milwaukee where the headquarters
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
We was just
And-
there.
Okay. And he's gonna go with me, and he's gonna sit and listen,
Right.
because at some point in time he may have to do that by himself.
Right, yeah.
You know, and so I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be next month.
Okay.
We're gonna be
Cool.
doing that, and so what's the saying? To whom much is given, much is expected,
required.
or something like that.
Much is required.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so we believe in that, and so yeah, that's.
Well, that's amazing. And like I said, I wanted to sit down and talk to you. And as Jazz had shared with you yesterday, I'm one of the founders, no tears, of Friends of Fallen Riders, and so is she.
Okay.
And we honor those who've been killed on motorcycles,
Right.
and which is Jazz is still active in the group. But what I'm going to request is that we add your husband's name on the back of our
That's good. That's fine.
shirt. Well, we actually have a wall.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask them to add your husband's name so we can honor him
Sure.
when the next ride is.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's we would appreciate.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
But
Appreciate
I'm just
that.
glad that you had a chance to sit down.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I just see myself as a PR person for the company,
Mhm.
and changing what people think about us.
Right.
Breaking down those barriers.
Right.
When you came in, you probably saw me talking to a guy who was white, and
Mhm.
his father has been here before we even had the dealership.
Really?
Yeah, and has pictures and all like that. So and my husband would come in. They would tell me sit down and talk to people before right after he bought the dealership, and then shortly after that he died. Still.
Oh,
So he
nice.
was into doing that too.
Right.
You've got to know what exists and what has existed. But we're just trying to make things better.
Right.
That's the way we were raised.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way we were raised. So
Looks like you're doing an awesome job.
well, thank you, thank you. It's,
Yeah.
like I say, it's there has some issues, in there, and we
Yeah.
just have to go along.
You know, just,
You can't to those naysayers and all. You can't get.
You
in
can't
there.
stop. And
You can't,
if
no.
you stop and bark at every dog, that comes by.
You don't have no
you,
energy.
You have no energy. You'll never make it. So the
Right.
best thing you can do is just keep going.
Right.
And they'll eventually get tired.
Yeah.
You just focus on the people that
So
support
what
you.
about how do you fit into the trafficking?
I'm actually on a task force
Okay.
in Mississippi, and it's not limited to Mississippi.
Yes.
Because we have connections everywhere.
Right.
So I'm more of an advocate
Sure.
for it. I deal mostly with those who've been victimized due to human trafficking.
Okay.
So that's why I started my own nonprofit organization.
And
so so I can gear everything towards
Right.
the victims. But like I said, I do work with the main people I work with is like MBI, because they can do anything across the nation, across Mississippi. And so we do have some ties with the FBI and Homeland Security, because we've done some things with them also. And it's an honor for me when I tell you to actually work with Homeland Security,
Oh,
the
yeah.
FBI and NBI, knowing
Exactly.
where I came from. I was not always a police, so I tell anybody I'm not. God can change anybody.
Oh,
If
sure.
He changed me.
Oh, sure.
So and I'm so grateful for the change, and I'm
Right.
grateful for the work that I do, because it's not work to me. It's a
Right.
passion. So I'm not,
There's a writer, and she was talking to me. She's from here, and she was talking to me about the sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a place here in Louisville.
probably a safe house.
Yes, a safe house.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
And like I was telling you, I think there's one safe house that I know of exactly I mostly deal with, because I know someone who's actually working on another one in Mississippi.
Okay.
But what we need mostly is another safe house, and a safe house for juveniles, because what we're putting them now, they're putting the juveniles into group homes, and they're not geared to help
right,
trafficking victims, because these juveniles are not kids. They've experienced some things that adults have not.
Right,
So they go in there and they recruit in the group home, take those children
Right.
out who've probably been, assaulted mentally, physically,
Right.
emotionally, sexually. So, they take them out and put them on the street and go find a pimp who they was working under.
yeah,
It's because it's that mentality that they have, because, we have to, deprogram them when we find them, because, they've been programmed a certain way. I was telling you, they take the food from them, and then they give them drugs, so Stockholm syndrome is real.
and it's a
Yeah.
different when drugs to food. It's a different feeling that you
Yeah,
get.
the people don't understand. They're like, how do you stay there? How's somebody gonna make you sell yourself? Well, you've never been in that situation. You would never understand.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So I like coming and talking to people like that, because sometimes when you talk to a person face to face, then they a little bit more reality, And we actually have she says she's not a survivor, she's a thriver, because she was a victim, turned to a survivor, now she's a thriver because she's a director over a sober living house. When I tell you, we've been working with her for a long time, and she's a great success story. She's
And
on
that's in Jackson?
In Jackson. She's on my board.
Oh, is she? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I remember that I was sexually assaulted by a guy that I worked for.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And what would happen, and this is in Indianapolis, and I didn't say anything to my parents,
Oh, wow.
because I didn't want, that racial thing,
Yeah.
and I think I was probably maybe about 15
Dang.
or something, 15 or 16. But later I talked to them,
Right.
like about it,
Right.
and I understand that things happen to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to just go to God and have Him to erase those memories or help.
Because sometimes when people don't talk about it, that's when you see people acting out,
Yes.
addicted to drugs, and
Right,
I always
right.
tell people broken children turn into broken adults if they don't get help, or if they don't have that support system.
Right.
People wonder. Like
Yeah.
you see these people walking the street, you sit down and talk to them, I can guarantee they had some trauma in their life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the guy was white, so I didn't want to get all
Oh,
that.
Lord.
Yeah. So it was, and I finally I just worked through it. After being in treatment and therapy.
I guarantee you wasn't his first. If he did
Oh
that,
no,
you
no,
were
no,
not
no,
his
no, no.
first.
And that's what I had to bring out with my parents, because somebody that lived in our neighborhood talked about him, and he had done her the same way. So that's when it came
It's
out.
like a pattern.
That's when it came out. Yeah.
And I deal with my job at the sheriff's office. That's another thing. I, along with two of my coworkers, we oversee 700 sex offenders in Mississippi. So I have to make sure they're within guidelines for their living, and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, and they'll tell you, look, I'm hard, I'm firm, but I'm fair.
Right.
You know, because all the sex offenders are not the same.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because some of them do voyeurism or whatever I can say that word. You know, videoing people and
yeah, and that's how. So they don't do the touching. They do the
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
When I feel like sex offender, you know, seriously, it should be. Of course, if you do any type of get arrested for human trafficking, you become a sex offender.
Right.
But any type of penetration or touching, you know, I feel like you should be. You know, especially the people that have a fetish for children.
Right. Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah. That's yeah.
That's my life. That's what I do, and that's why on Fridays I try to get out of town. And,
Right.
and you know, and on my way here, I got a call about a missing person. You know, wanted me to share some things on our page. We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, people know what we do. You know, and I applaud my team because without them, they would know me.
Oh right.
Because it's a lot of work. So,
yeah. Well, and I know it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work because I've had to do the work to get me where I am.
Yeah.
You know, like now. You know, of course I don't spend a long time.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. But you know, nobody gets away in life living a perfect anything.
Right.
You know? And we have to forgive people.
Yeah.
Like God forgives us.
Yes.
I mean, we have to do that.
If we want to get into heaven, we have to
We
do
have
that.
to, yeah.
Yes.
We have
I
to,
agree.
but being raped is, it's just no fun at all. Yeah. And,
Yes.
yeah, and particularly like as a teenager. Yeah.
Right.
So this thing that's going on now with Trump and the guy that was killed or committed suicide, they say. I don't know. They was Epstein. I don't know which one it was.
Right.
But that seems to be. I look, it doesn't make any difference. It seems to be just kind of a white clientele from the way they, talk about it like on TV. Because I haven't seen any black people.
I can guarantee you it was all racist.
Okay.
You know, I haven't seen any either, but I don't think they don't have a type. They don't have color. Race is not gonna no.
Stop them.
Because everybody has their own fetish though. Some people want white girls, they want black girls, they want Asian, you know what I'm saying? And it's what's so crazy about it, they can request it and they'll get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Well, I don't know if there's anything that can be solved.
Right.
Because we're human beings.
Yeah.
And we want what we can't have.
Yeah.
We want what we can't have,
Yeah.
And we'll do anything.
Together.
We'll do anything together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I just go and I love shoes. That's my fetish. And I just,
You too. I love shoes and I love Harley-Davidson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Look at all of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I love to shop.
And let me tell you, now Harley has taken in this new brand. What Dixon.
I saw that.
They have, and they make those decisions, and evidently they don't think it's doing anything to their brand. So
I saw that out there.
Yeah. So I like it. It's kind of different, especially when you been looking at Harley-Davidson for
Yeah.
23 to 25 years, But so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's man, I applaud you for what you do.
Thank you. And looking back at you,
Yeah. And for me, when I was talking with that person who does something similar to what you do down in Mississippi, and I said, do I want to go into that place and maybe somebody can be following? I have to be very careful.
You have to.
Very careful what I do and where I
Right.
go. Now I can contribute though,
Right.
financially,
Right,
do
yes.
something.
Yeah.
But you were talking about in Mississippi, they're wanting to put, or someplace.
It's a lady. She's working on.
Getting another house.
She has a property and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's working on
That's
safe
good.
house down there.
That's good.
Yeah.
And we all have things that we have arts or is an art type of work,
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Everybody has a part to play to put in there to make it work.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
So what we got food trucks out and
Yeah,
everything.
we got food trucks out there, and I don't know. I need to go out here, I guess, to see what time I'm speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and basically the biggest thing for me is the networking
Right.
and
Right.
the powerful impact that these ladies have put together.
So where's the speaking? Is it going to be like outside?
What the DJ is. She
Oh,
said.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, but I'm excited about it, just to talk in front of people, and let them know what I do. A lot of them, like I say, follow me on social media, but just to actually meet these people in person, it's amazing.
Yeah. I used to have some friends that both are deceased now. They grew up in Jackson, and then they moved to Ohio.
Okay.
And the woman had the daycare center and watched my 2 older children.
Oh, wow.
Daycare, yeah. So we go back a long way, and so when she died, I went down there to her funeral and took my son, and that maybe my daughter went too. I think it was probably just my son that went, and just. I want my children to be reminded of people that have cared and taken care, even though we have paid them. But
mostly paved the way.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
what the majority of the time.
Right, and they're people that bought cars from us too.
Oh yeah,
because people bought cars from us. Because in Ohio we own a number of automobile dealerships.
Yeah,
and so I just want to be an example to my children
Right.
of paying back, you know, to the to the community. It may
Right.
not be the community in which you're in,
Exactly.
but
The
you're
cause.
still,
Yeah.
the cause.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So, so what university is in Jackson?
Jackson State.
Jackson State. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The
Jackson
Jackson State.
In Tougaloo
The,
College.
I love.
And where? What you
Tougaloo College.
Tougaloo. Okay. How big is that?
It's big.
It's pretty
Pretty
big.
big.
It's not
as
the
big
Jackson
as-
State.
not as big as-
We like to party. Party the whole. Jump on the middle. Jump back.
And so I started No More Tears because I was the traffic coordinator for Hines County Sheriff's Office, and I saw a need that was not given for our victims. Because at one point, law enforcement said we didn't have a problem. Then I knew it was a problem. Because when you catch a person and tell you human trafficking is not a problem in their area, they're part of the problem. That's my motto. First off, let me ask you all, do y'all know what human trafficking means? Okay. All right. Just want to make sure that we're on the same page. I get kidnapped, okay? Because they do. Because every time I go to Texas, I get to learn about a child in the middle. You know, in Mississippi, we have more problems with moms selling their children and dads and uncles and all that. I actually got into this work by watching the movie Taken, and I linked up with a lady down on the Gulf Coast. And then the first case that was tried back in, I think it was maybe 2013 for human trafficking, was a juvenile child that was brought from Memphis, Tennessee. And that child was raped by the uncle. Can't blame mom because mom was trying to work, and we have to be careful to leave our children in the hands of sometimes that's even family.
Cha cha, put your right foot down.